Welcome back to today's class. This is lecture 3, and yesterday we started talking about brand design materials, right? So branding for companies and organizations, and what goes into brand material, what goes into brand identity. So yesterday we designed our logo. Today we are working on a business card. So we are going to use the logo we designed yesterday for a business card today. Please, if you cannot hear me at any point or see my screen at any point, kindly prompt me. Okay, so starting off, what is a business card? I believe most of us have seen a business card before, right? It's a very tiny cutout card that people hand over during a network session at events. So if you go to big events, whether it's a conference, a ball, a party, school events, people hand over business card for easy access to their details, right? So that you can easily remember, oh, I spoke to this person and this person does this work. And this is their details so that you can easily connect with them. So a business card might be small, but it's a powerful tool for making a lasting impression and sharing important details. It's a small printed card that contains essential information about a person or a business. So that's simply a business card. So it's a card that has the important information of a business or an individual, right? So why is it important to have a business card as a brand or as an individual? It helps you introduce yourself to people. So immediately you hand over your business card, the person can take that just like a minute to glance through what is on the business card. So they will look at your business name or your brand name or even your name as well. And then they will see your the location of your business, the contact details, and how they can get in touch with you, right? So somebody at an event, instead of taking a pen to write your details for the person, or even uh mostly we mention our contact details to them or tell them to follow us on LinkedIn or social media handles, right? But then you can just hand over your business card and it's easy for the person to remember because that one is tangible. They have it with them. Maybe they'll put it in their purse. So anytime they open the purse, they are like, oh, okay, I remember that I met this person at this event. Maybe I should reach out. Or maybe they are looking for a graphic designer and then they happen to open their purse and find your business card. And they immediately remember that you said you're a graphic designer and your information are right there, right? So now they can easily contact you and then they will be able to reach out to you for whatever that they need. So moving on, what are the elements that should be on a business card? So what makes a business card? So first, your name or the brand name. That's the most important thing. So a business card is a communication tool, right? So the first thing you want to know, the person want to know is who is this about? Who are you? So you will mention your name first. It's an introduction to so you mention your name first, what you do. So if it's a brand, oh, I work at this company. This is my name, and I'm the creative director there, or I'm the graphic designer there. I'm the head of the communication department. So that is very important. So I just mentioned your job title. So after your name, you mention what you do, right? Then you add your contact information, which comprises your phone number, your email, and then your address. Okay. Then you also have your business logo, which is very important because that represents your brand. That is the face of your brand. So your business logo has to be on it. No questions asked. It cannot be taken out. And then you can either add your website or social media handles. If you have a website, you can add it. If you have social media handle, which are professional, you can also add it. Or if you want people to know your unprofessional side too, you can add your unprofessional uh, accounts, your social media accounts, but mostly you should add your professional social media accounts like your LinkedIn account. If you have a YouTube channel that is educative, you can add that one. If you have TikTok account that you also teach people, maybe you teach people about graphic design or you have built a brand there, you can also add that. Then we come to design elements like colors and fonts, and this should always match your brand style. Yesterday we spoke about brand identity, and we mentioned that the colors and fonts you choose should cut across all your brand materials, right? You should have the same voice in all your branding materials, all your communication materials. Then we have white space. When we spoke about principles of design in the free class, we mentioned white space. So keep your business card clean, not overcrowded. So you should have enough space, enough breathing room, so that the things on it can be read easily. Because someone should be able to look at your business cards in 1 minute and know what you do and how to contact you and also your name, right? Okay. Then you also add shapes or icons. So always shapes are important in our designing. So let's move on to the design principle. It should be simple. Don't overcrowd it before they talk about that. Don't I don't recommend you adding images or your picture to your business card, but you can add your services in text form, right? But don't add your pictures or pictures of what you do or anything. Some people add it, especially in the Ghanaian context, people get to add it, make it more traditional, and sometimes it's fine, it's beautiful, it comes out beautiful. So if the person wants that, it's fine, you can incorporate it. The Ghanaian society will not reject it. But when it comes to international brand, they don't do that. So don't do that. Don't add their picture to it. Don't add images to it. I think yesterday, no, in our first class, which is orientation class, I should have mentioned that when you are designing, as a graphic designer, you should know the setting that your designs are going to be used. Okay. So if you are designing for a Canada client, somebody in Canada, you should research what is acceptable in their culture. And if you are designing for Ghana, you should look around what is acceptable in Ghana. Ghanaians don't like simple designs. They when they see simple design, they feel like it's not nice. But most international clients like the UK people, the Canada people, they like simple, clean designs. They don't like plenty text, plenty light effect and all those things. But if you go to Nigeria, they want their designs to be very shiny. So most shiny designs that you will see on Instagram, Pinterest, social media is from Nigerian designers. They like all this background blending and this shiny effect to their designs, right? And that is what is trending, what is acceptable in their context or in their culture or in their setting, right? In their creative industry. So when it comes to Ghana, we also have our way of doing things. So where you are, what's the context or the society you are designing for should inform how you design or the end product of your creative design, right? Saying that, let's move on to alignment. So alignment is also one principle. So it should be aligned. It shouldn't be scattered all over on your business card. Everything should be properly arranged, looking neat and well aligned. hierarchy. Hierarchy simply means that it has to follow an order, right? There should be an element that is bigger than the other one. So the most important element should be more bigger, which is your brand name, your own name, and your position in the company or the role you play in your brand, right? And then the next thing that will follow is your contact information. So in this case, your brand name will be bigger or your name will be bigger. Then your role will follow, will be a little bigger too, but smaller than your brand name. And then the rest of the contact information will be more smaller than the rest. Please, are you guys with me? Are you here? Can you hear me? Okay, great. And I hope you can still see my screen. Can you also see my screen? All right, let's continue then. So now we also talk about consistency, and we've mentioned consistency so many times when it comes to branding, right? Use the same colors, use the same font, use the same style. Don't make your business card different from your business letterhead. It should have the same tone, the same style. Then different mistake that you should avoid, common mistake that you should avoid, using too many fonts or colors or different fonts and colors, and then overcrowding your card. Don't overcrowd your card. Also, ignoring contact details. What is a business card without your contact information? Because it's not complete. It's not a business card if it doesn't have your contact information, right? Then not testing the final design in different sizes or formats. So in this case, you can print one of the card and you can see how it came out, if the colors are nicer, or you should tune it a little bit if the arrangement is okay. Because mostly when they are printing a card, anything that they print in, the machine sometimes cuts some off. When they paste it on their board, on their printing sheet, sometimes some part is cut off. And even when after printing, they cut it manually or machines cut it, right? So some parts can be cut off. So if you don't leave enough room at the edges, some parts may be cut off. So always test your design, your business card to see how it came out in different sizes and formats. Now let's move on straight to go and work on our practical session and design a business card with the logo we had yesterday. Please, I've moved to another tab. Can you still see my screen? Hello, please, can you all still see my screen? Okay, thank you, Veronica. Okay, so with every design that you are going to work on, the design process basically starts with research, right? So in this case, I went to Pinterest. So you just search for Pinterest, then you type in business card, right? Business card design. Then they will give you so many options for different brands, so many options. Okay. So this is an example of a business card with pictures, and you see it's looking nice. It's not bad, right? So some people want pictures as part of their business card. It's okay. I don't recommend it, but it's okay if they want it, right? And then there are so many different brands with different business card. So after you've gone through some of the let's say people's work, right? Some of the work that other people have done, you can draw inspiration from here. Now you are thinking about, okay, if I position my element like this, it's going to look good or it's not going to look good. So the purpose of doing a research is to find out what is accepted in the industry, what is not accepted, and then some of the things that you can adopt. So to get inspiration and then also copy like a designer. Yesterday, I explained how to copy like a designer. So after I did my research, I got one that is more like something I want to do, right? Which is this one. I hope you can see. So this is what I was more prone to. I like the style of it, right? And I decided to incorporate that into my own design. Okay. So this is what I got. So this is the back of my business card, and this is the front of my business card. Okay. Now let's just go ahead and start working on a new page so that we can start creating our business card. So to start creating your business card, you are going to go to design. So your home page, home, then you go to create a design, and then you will go to business card. You will search for business card. And then you see they've given you different size. So landscape, portrait, square, and all that. But I want the landscape, so I'm just going to choose landscape, right? Remember that Canva also have templates in there. So you can also go to Canva, go to template here and search for, if you go to design, you go to templates and then you search for business card. You see, they've given you so many of them, right? So now you can easily pick one and edit it if there's something that looks good to you. Okay. But you can always create one from scratch. Creating a business card, it's not really difficult. I think that's one of the easiest uh brand identity thing that you can design. So I'm not going to choose any template. I'm just going to work from scratch. So this is our canvas. This is our workspace. The first thing we are going to do is to add our background. But in this case, I'm going to just bring my logo in from what we designed yesterday, right? So I'm going to go to projects here and then look for the logo that we did yesterday, which is this one. Okay. So I'm just going to click on it. And then you can see that it has automatically filled the space. So what Canva did was to make sure that it has enlarged to occupy the space or fill the whole background, right? Okay. So now I'm not really going to do anything else to the back of my logo. Please mute yourself if your microphone is on. Kindly mute yourself. So I'm not going to do anything else to the back of my logo, right? My business card. But then mostly you can do something else. So what you can do is that if your logo is just an icon, like the Apple logo, it's just an icon, right? So you can make it smaller and then position it and then write your business name under it and also your business tagline. I think I've not mentioned a tagline since. So business tagline is this fun short statement that business are associated with. I don't remember any brand tagline though. Um, who remember a brand's tagline? What is KFC's tagline? When they say KFC, what do they say? I know some brand has a tagline like finger licking delicious or something like that. So those are taglines, right? So you can make your logo smaller, then you can write your brand name under it. So let's just do that briefly. So you go to add and then you select and clean. So I was saying that I'm just going to edit this to add my brand name, right? Which is Francisca Ahimfos Consult. And also remember that we are using the same logo, the brand logos, right? So my business card had Helios as the main font. So now you will resize it and position it the way you want it. Okay. So the back of your business card should be simple. It should be simple and straightforward. Mostly you should have your logo, your brand name, and your website. That's all. So that one, you don't load it and make sure that it is positioned in the middle. So if you can see around, you can see that there's this inside box, right? Like a white line drawn inside the background, right? So that is called bleed. And how you add that is by going to file here. Then you will go down and select settings. Then you see when you put your cursor on your settings, you see different um another tab will open, right? And you see different settings. So you can see that show rulers and guides are marked. Mine has been ticked. And also show print bleed has also been ticked. So you can also add guide, you can also show margins, you can hide comments, you can video playback quality, or show timeline duration. So these are some settings you can add to your design. So with the bleed, it shows exactly where your card will be cut. I mentioned earlier that when you are doing a business card, leave enough room around it so that when they print it and they cut, it also have all your tests and the information complete, right? So the blade is to show you exactly where will be cut off so that you can position your main information in the middle of where it will not be cut off. I hope you understand. So that's the purpose of a blade. So I've added mine. That's why it's showing. So I can remove it. Now it's not showing anymore. But I want mine to be showing. So I'll just go to file. I'll go to settings and then I'll just select it and then it will show, right? So that will be off our back at the back of our business card, but I'm not adding my business brand here because my logo already have my business name in there, right? So it is a complete logo. If it's just an icon, then we advise you add a brand name there. Okay, now let's move on to the front of our business card. Now, I don't want my business card to be green. I want it to be white or any other color. Your business card can be any other color that it is readable. People should be able to read the information on it. So this is where contrast come into play. Make sure that you don't put dark colors on dark background. So if your background is black, don't put green text on a black background because people cannot read it. There's no contrast. So if your background is dark, you put lighter color on it. And always we advise that you use white text for your logo so that it is more readable if you have a dark background. And if you have a lighter background like white, you use black text. So for me, I'm going to change my background to white so that I can use a darker shade of text. Okay, now what else am I going to add? I'm going to introduce an element which is shape. So I'm going to add a shape. And then I'm going to fill my space with the shape, right? Now this shape is black. I don't want my shape to be black. So I'm going to change it to green, which is my brand color, right? So green is running through my brand identity material. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to write or introduce is my name, because the business card is my personal business card. So I'm going to write my name. So we'll go to test, add test, and then we change the name to Francisca Henfo. So you introduce your name. So as a designer, you are the creative director, right? So when you are designing, do what feels right, what looks right to you, and then you can explain your design choices to the team later on. So you just position my name, and then I'm going to just add the my role in the company. So with this one, I'm changing the font type to Montserrat, which is another font I'm choosing as part of my brand identity, right? So this one is Open Sans. You can also leave it. You can also leave your. So you, hello, please mute yourself. Thank you. So use the font that your brand font, right? The font that you've chosen for your brand. That's what you are going to be using for your logo, your business card as well. So with this one, I'm just going to change it to Montserrat. So you can see that it looks different, right, from the first font. Then I'm going to make it bold so that it's more readable, it's easily readable. And then also, I think the size is okay, so I'm going to leave it like that. So remember that the bleed side will be cut off, right? So it means that if I make my test more closer to the bleed line, there's no space around it, right? There's no breathing space, there's no white space. So you have to make sure that you are positioning your element in the middle of the bleed after the bleed has been cut off, the rest of the space. That is where you are putting your element and not the whole canvas. I hope you understand. Okay. So now we are going to add what I do. Okay. So what do I do? Let me just say founder and director. So I'm the founder of the brand and I'm also a director. So founder and director. So now you can see that it's in smaller so we have uppercase and lowercase, right? So this one is in lowercase. So I want to change it to uppercase. So I'll just click on this one, this editing tool here. So I'll just click on it and it has changed to uppercase, right? And I will reduce the size to maybe 7. So I'm going to just click here, go to 10. It's still bigger. So this is what we call hierarchy, right? This is what we call hierarchy. You are arranging your information in the way that the bigger, the smaller information follows the bigger one, and it arranged properly so that people can easily read it. Okay. All right. So after you position this, now we are also going to introduce another shape. All right. So as I was saying, when you go to shapes, there are different shapes, right? And one of them is line. Okay, so we have the square shape, we have the triangle, the rectangle. There's different forms of shape in Canva. So now what we are using is the line, right? And the line, you can move it around using these arrows to move it around. Now I want it in 90 degrees. So I've gotten the right format, and then I'll position it where I want it to be. So I want it to be here. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to do something really, really cool. So Canva has added a new uh, element called the apps. Okay. And the apps, they have different apps that are partnered with Canva. One of them is called QR code. So you can use that to generate a QR code in Canva. Okay. Please mute yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my LinkedIn profile account, my LinkedIn profile a link, right? And then I'm going to create a QR code and add it on my business card so that people can easily scan it and reach out to me on LinkedIn. Now, if you have a website, then use your website link to create the QR code. So I'm going to go here, search for LinkedIn, and then because I use my account on my laptop a lot, the account is already open, right? But you have to log into your account, go to your profile. So this is my profile. And then you are going to go to your profile and then copy your profile link. Then you can use that one. So they're asking me to pay for premium. They've never asked me this before, but today they're asking me. So I'm going to go back to LinkedIn.com. Or let me just go to WhatsApp and copy my link. I have it in one of my chat box. Okay. All right, so I've copied my link. Now I'll come back here, go to apps. So you see under design, we have element, we have text, we have brand, we have upload, we have tools, we have projects, then we have apps. If you are not seeing apps, you just have to scroll down. So you see this line that is showing now, you click on it, you drag it down, all the other tools will be showing, okay? So now I'll go to apps here. And then I'll go to your apps and then click on QR code. Then I'll come to enter URL and then enter my paste the link I copied, right? And then I'll come to customize. So they're asking me for the background color and the foreground color. So background color and what will be showing after, like on top of the background, right? So I'm going to change this to my brand color, which is green, right? So let me just try to get my green color for it. Then this one should be white so that it can show on the green background. Then I'll click on generate code. Okay. Then it has automatically generated my code for me, right? So this is a QR code. I can now drag it and drop it where I want on my business card. For now, I'm putting it here. And then people don't know what it's for, right? So I'm going to give them an information showing that they should scan it to um they should scan it to get access to my LinkedIn account to connect with me. So because a business card is the communication tool, you have to remember that. So on the information on it should communicate to the person on what they need to do, right? So I'm just going to create another box. So here I'll go to elements. I'll click on this shape and then I'll go here and then remove the color, right? And then add a border, which we went more into it yesterday. So I'll go to add border and then I'll reduce the size. Great, this is perfect. Then I will resize it by using the control button that is showing there. Then I'll reposition it under my QR code. Now remember alignment. So anything you put on your design should align with other elements, right? So make sure that it is aligning with your element, okay? Now, after you've positioned it there, you write the information you want or the instruction you want the person to follow. So I'm just going to click on text. Now I'm adding subtext. Then go here and click on Montserrat. That's the font we are using. Then change it to scan to connect with me on LinkedIn. Okay. Now I will resize it so that it can fit into the box, and then I will bring it here, right? So when somebody read that, they immediately know what it's for. Okay. After that, we are going to add our information, our contact information to it. So with that one, we are going to use icons, which is information. So contact information always have icon. We have the phone icon or the call contact icon. We have WhatsApp icons, we have Telegram icons, we have LinkedIn icons. We have a lot of social media icons or contact platforms icons, right? So we'll come here and then search for graphics. And then look for icons, right? So let's just type the icon straight up. So icons. And see, they have given us so many of them, right? So many options. So click on see all, then the options will come. See that some of them are paid versions and some of them are also free, right? So the first one is for phone or WhatsApp, right? The second one is for websites. The third one is for location. This one too is also for location. So anytime you see this, the person is trying to say location. This one is for website, and this one is for call. Then this one is for email, Gmail account, right? And this one is for calendar. So we are just going to look for a free version to use. So for now, let me choose the email because that one is free for now here. We can always type the specific one we want. So call icon. And then that one too, they will bring different options. Then you choose the one you want, right? I think I've used some of them recently, so I'm just going to go back to what I've used recently so that to be sure. Okay, so they are showing here. So recently used, you can see my recently used. It shows the element I've recently used, right? So that is for email. This one is for location. This one is for calling. Please, can you all still hear me and see my screen? I think because of my network, my line breaked for a while. Can you hear me? Can you also see what I'm sharing? Yvonne, you are giving a thumbs up. Does that mean yes?
Yes, we can hear you. You can see the screen too.
Okay, thank you. All right. So you can see that the icons are in black color, right? They are already in black. So you can also change your icon colors by coming here to color, and then you can change it to any color that you want. You see the color has changed. So you can always change your icons colors. So for now, let's just stick to my brand colors, which is green, a darker shade of the green, right? So I'm going to click on add new color and then drag it to a darker shade of the green so that it looks like black, but it's not black. Then I'll copy this code by clicking on it. Then I'm going to copy it so that I can change all the colors to that. So I'll come here, click on the plus sign and change the color. Okay. Same for this one too. So make sure that you have consistency in all your elements. So one shouldn't be black and one is green and one is yellow. No. If you choose black for it, they should all be black. Okay. So now you will reposition it. Always your call or WhatsApp information should come first. So contact information. So this one will come first. And then you resize it. It shouldn't be too big. You position it nicely. Now, I said that as a designer, you play around till you get what works, right? Now, I'll put my email next here and then make sure that they look the same. The size is the same, okay? And then we have website, then we have location. So you see that now this icon is too small, right? So I'll resize it that it fits. Can you guys also see that there's this red line that activates when I move my elements? So they also help with alignment. They help you align your elements. See, there's this red line that always activates, right? So they help with alignment. Okay. So I think they are quite okay. So I'm going to select all of them and then make them a little bit smaller because it's too big. Okay. Uh, then make sure that it is in the middle. Make sure that they are positioned in the middle. So you see the red line has activated again and they are helping me align my text. Okay, so that helps you easily align your elements. Okay, so after we've added the icons, now we can add our contact information. Oh, I think this one has changed the position. So I'm going to read through this. So the first thing you add is your number, your contact number or WhatsApp number. So you just add a new text. Okay. So I think mine is not looking well aligned, but when you are designing yours, make sure it is aligned. Okay. So text, you click on add text, subheading, and then you type in your number. I think we've already done this a couple of times, so you should know how to edit your text. So always use your country code because you don't know who you are going to give your business card to, right? And if you put a Ghanaian number there and you give it to a Nigerian, they don't know how to dial a Ghanaian number. If you give it to somebody from the US, they may be confused how to reach you. So always add your country code, which is +233 or 00 into bracket 233. Okay. So we can use that 00 into bracket 233 bracket close. Then your number will follow. So 50313471. Then you position it. If you have two numbers, you can add the other one too. If you have one number too, that is okay. So as a professional, you should have one business number. That one is your business number and it should always be active. Okay. Afterwards, we are adding our email. So I am for Francisca at gmail.com. I'm going to go here to make it lowercase. Okay, because I typed it in uppercase. It didn't activate the lowercase. And we are also changing the font to Montserrat. So info at gmail.com, and then resize it to fit your design. Remember that we are leaving enough white space, right? So you can see that your contact number is a little bigger than your other information. And that is where hierarchy also come into play. So that's your contact info should always be bigger, a little slightly bigger than your other information. And now make sure that they are also aligning, right? Then we are also going to add the location in our website. Website should come first before your location. Okay. So website first. I do have a website, but I don't use it. So www.infofrancisca.com. .Ghana, and then you position that one too. Okay. So the last thing we are going to add is our location. Mine is extension 62232. So the location of your business, right? It should have the city, the community, and also the country. Okay. So Accra, Ghana. Okay, Veronica is asking how we created the QR code. Okay. When we came back, did you join late? Let me go over that briefly after arranging the elements. So 5.4, enter. 5.4. So the sizing should be the same apart from your contact detail. So maybe that one can be 5.7 or 6. 5.4. And this one is 7. So let's change it to 6. Okay. Okay. Now it's not well arranged, right? We can attest that it is not well arranged. So what I'm going to do is to rearrange them so that it looks good. So this is what we call design process. Your design may not look together when you start putting it together, right? But as you are moving forward in your design process, you rearrange the elements so that they come together to look good. Okay. Now we'll make sure we are positioning it in the middle. Okay. All right. Now we'll reposition it. Okay. So that is it for business card designing. It should have all the important elements of your business and how they can reach you. So that is basically it. If you have any question, get ready to ask it as I explained briefly how we got our QR code. So this is how you group elements in Canva, okay? You select, so you click and drag to select all of them. Then you click on group. Now you see that it has come together as one, so I can move them anywhere that I want to move it. I can also restructure it, make it smaller or bigger, resize it the way I want it. Okay, so yeah, that is basically it. And you have your beautiful business card. So you'll be creating a business card for your brand. Okay. So briefly, how did we get the QR code? I said that you can use your website or your portfolio or your LinkedIn account if you have a professional LinkedIn account, okay? Or you can even use your CV. So any important resources that you want someone to get access to easily to know more about your business, your brand, or yourself, you can create a QR code and put it on your business card, okay? Instead of writing all the services you do on or putting pictures on your business card. So with that, I said that you scroll down here. You can use the tab here to go down or simply scroll with your keypad, your mouse tab, right? Then you go down, then you can see apps, okay? Apps here. So you click on apps. Then you select your apps. So this one is discover, which means they have different apps. So you can discover and choose more apps from you. So Canva has a lot of uh, amazing apps that you can use. See AI music, they have different apps. Okay, but today we are using QR code. So I have already seen that QR code. If you don't have it under your apps, go to discover and then search for QR code. QR code. Okay, enter. Now it will appear here. You see, they are giving you different one, right? The one I'm using is this black one. So you click on it, and then it will give you an option to paste your link. Okay, so you have to copy the link to the file or the website or account or elements that you want them to access. Then you paste it in the by box here. So I copied my LinkedIn account URL, right? And I pasted it. Now you can click on customize and change the color of the URL code and also the background. So here I can change the background to white, red, and click on update code. And you see it has changed, right? So make sure that the background and the color of the URL code itself has contrast so that they can actually see the URL code, right? So I'm going to change it to white and then click on update code. You see it has it has changed the background color for me, right? I can also change the QR code inside to maybe blue and click on update code and it will also change, right? So that's what I was saying. So you can go here and undo what you did. So that's how we got the QR code. And after it generates it, so immediately you click on generate code, it will come so that you can generate your code and then you can position it where you want it on the business card. So that's basically it. Do we have any questions?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And please, the margin inside the card. Should I say that?
Okay. So I think you joined late. So what
Mm.
I also explained that that is called bleed. Okay, it is the bleed cut. So I mentioned that when you send your design for printing, The business card, what will come out as your business card is what is inside what you just said margin, right? What you are seeing as the margin, it's called bleed. So they will cut the rest of it. The one outside it will not show. It will not come. So the business card will not be big like this. It will be smaller than this because they will cut off the one behind the bleed. Okay. The one outside the bleed will be cut off. So your business card will be from here to here to here to here. That is what will be cut for you. So always make sure that your element is inside. It is inside the blade, and none of them is touching the border or it is outside of it because it will be cut off. And I said that how you get that is by going to file. So you go to file here and then you go to settings and then you see that there's different settings that has come, right? So we have show timeline duration. That is if you are creating a video, right? Then we have show rulers and guides. You can also see this lines 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3 around my in my canvas, right? Or in my workspace. That is for rulers and guides. You can add all the guides, okay? Then we have show margins and then we have show print and bleeds. So that's what I selected for us to get that card. So you see that after I deselected it, it's not more showing again, right? So you go to file, you go to settings, and you go to show print group. So that will help you to know exactly where to position your elements so that when they cut the card, they will not cut that one off. They will not cut your important information. Do you get it?
Yes, please.
All right. Any more questions?
Not
Please,
for
the
me.
on the phone, would you, if you are using the Canva on your phone, will you still see file? Because I'm
Yes,
trying to search.
you see file. So if you are using phone, mostly your um editing tool should be under your screen, right? Please give me a minute. I'll be back briefly and I'm not sure I can join with my phone and project. So if you are still having issue, I'll send you screenshots of where exactly to find your file. And if you are missing any other tool, you can prompt me and I'll send you screenshots of the front screen and where to find your tools. Is that okay?
Yes, please.
Any more questions? Does anybody else have a question? No, the bleed is not the same as the border, but if they cut it, the bleed becomes the border, right? So the bleed is just to guide you to know where exactly your business card will be cut. So it becomes the border. Yeah, we can say that it becomes the border. Any more questions?
Yes, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so please, when you first of all open the file, like the blade that you are mentioning, because I realized that before you pick the shade or the shape, there's already the line. The line is already there, or you created it before you create the shape as well.
I activated it. So I was saying that if you go to file, settings, and then you deactivate it, okay? Now, if you click a new page, this is a new page. Now it's not showing, right? But immediately I go to file and I go to settings and I activate it by clicking on show print bleed. So it's a setting, it automatically comes. Do we get it? So it's just to guide you to know exactly where to position your element so that it will not be cut off after it has been printed. Okay, so it's just a print guide. So it's just to help you know exactly where you should position your element. But it will not, when they print it, the bleed will not show. The line will not show on your design. Do we get it? So after you design, you can just go ahead, deselect it before you decide to download it. So if you want to download your business card, you come to share here. You go to download. You come to PDF standard, right? And then that will download all the pages. So I'm going to select 1 and 2. So 1 and then 2 because the third one is empty, right? Then I'll click on done. Then I'll go to download. Then it will download the PDF standard for me. So you have page 1 and then page 2. So now you can send it for print. If you send it to a printer, they can print your design for you. Do we get it?
Yes, please. Question again.
Okay.
So I realized that like the page 1 and page 2, all the work has been done on one page, but when you were downloading it, it became 2 pages.
No, all the work is
Oh,
not done in one page.
okay, because the logo is on different page, and then you do the page 2 for everything, right?
Yeah, so if I move my cursor, you can see page 1, right? It's
Yes.
showing page 1. So this is page 1. And then there's another page here. So this is page 2. Then there's another page here. This is page 3. So when you select a page and you work on it, that is one page, you work on it. Then you can select another page and work on it. You can also add another page by clicking on this plus sign. Is that okay? So you click on this plus sign and then you add another page. You can as well delete the extra pages because your logo is just 2 pages. You can also change the position of your pages by just dragging and then positioning it differently. So I can move it left or right, right? So this one will go here. So now the front of my business card becomes the page 1, and then this one becomes page 2. So this will be at the end of today's class. Thank you all for joining and have a good evening. Please, if you have any more questions, you can ask me on the page and I will answer you. Also, when you are practicing and you encounter any challenges, especially those using phones, you can always ask me. You can also come to my DM or even call me and I will answer all the questions. Okay. So thank you for joining and have a good evening. Bye bye.